There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Jim, we're on the wrong side again because I messed up. All right, we're botching early, so it's okay. We won't do it later, I promise.
Promises.
Promises. Hi, Jay.
Hey, Jeff. How's it going?
Oh, it's just all kinds of doodly, as Flanders would say. Lordy. Anyway, welcome to DADS. Ask the DADS. It's on a Monday, June 20th, 2022. We are damn near close to the halfway point of the year. It is officially the first day of summer, according to the news. So, and it shows outside. It's hotter than shit. So, welcome to the DADS. Ask the DADS. Again, Jeff and JJ here. Another wonderful pay-per-view broadcast. A interesting opening mic night, at the very least, last night. Full of chaos and laughter, as we do. But I had fun. I enjoyed it. We had a good little team summit afterwards, and hopefully got a few things straightened out. So things are on the move for a awesome rest of the month and a even more awesome July if things go the way we're going to. However, JJ, as you know, as you have put out there for your own self, we can't have an awesome July and June without y'all. And if we do indeed hit that $400 mark in donations, either in the super chat format, which of course you can do down here below us now, actually over the side over here for you guys on YouTube, or on PayPal, Renegade JJW or Jeff Meacham. This guy here, if we get it done by the end of broadcast day on June 30th, we'll take clippers to that name of his, and off it goes. So We're getting closer. So I don't have an exact number right now because YouTube algorithms are what they are, and yesterday was so crazy, they're still trying to balance things out. So we are in the process of figuring that out. However, we wanted to make sure we put that ticker up there before we got started. So, Jay, I know you're looking forward to this week. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up. The trailer will run later. We were going to run the trailers before, as we always do, but had a little technical glitch in our get-along this afternoon, so we will run the trailer for the Meacham multiverse, I guess I'm trying to call that, just to get myself over with a Marvel rub, at the end of the show today. But we're going to talk about July in depth at the end of the show as well. So this week's preview will be up at the end of the show, and then we'll talk about the rest of the time afterwards. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm hanging in there. You know, I'm still trying to work on my end of things for the video as we go here. So forgive me, everybody, if I'm not looking like I'm paying complete attention. I'm trying to do what I need to do here. So
totally understandable, my friend. Totally understandable how that goes. We understand. We do. So it's not a big thing. But again, you know, you're doing what you can here, and I'm trying to run the empire, as we joke about here over here on this side. But it's been a crazy day. Again, we got a lot of stuff going on here. A lot of stuff going on this week. We've got Ask the Dads today. You just reviewed Mortal Kombat, the original Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah.
Wednesday, of course, is Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Is the name of the movie? Yes, from that original timeline, if you will. Goodness.
Yes. It's one of those movies that a lot of people would rather forget exists, including myself. But you know, as we like to say over on Renegade's reviews, they can't all be Citizen Kane.
No, that's very true. They can't all be those ones that garner all the Oscars. Sometimes you just got to go to the theater and eat shit and like the taste of it, kids. That's just the way it is when it comes to being a movie reviewer.
Pretty much.
So just be glad. Just be glad you're not a overly tall, balder than you gentleman, or a short, squat gentleman with actually decent hair like Roger Ebert had at one point before he got sick and died. So at least you're in good shape physically, and you look good doing these reviews. Damn it, you're better off than the boys in Chicago for now. So that's okay.
Appreciate that.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation again Wednesday, which again, whatever. The penultimate episode of Obi-Wan coming up on Thursday for you. Of course, the finale is on Disney Plus Wednesday, whatever time we all get up on Wednesday, because it drops that shit at midnight. So whatever time we wake our asses up Wednesday, we will know how it ends. At least that particular part of the saga. Thursday again is your review of Obi-Wan, and then Friday you start your two-parter of Kick-Ass, which of course will culminate next Monday night, or Monday afternoon, excuse me.
Yeah.
and then Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick to finish out this month of movies with only one sequel. And damn it, did we wait long enough for that Maverick movie to come out to get that month finished off, huh?
Right? Freaking 36 years for that sequel.
Worth the wait, though, I'm hearing, so it's okay.
Yes. Well worth the wait, assuming that you're a fan of the original Top Gun.
Right. What's really funny, our buddy Adam, who drives around 88 miles per hour kind of through time as he goes here, he actually saw the original one back in the day and then rewatched the original before seeing the new one, and he was like, my God, I realized how bad Top Gun was. It's so 80s cheese, corny, like, what the shit? Like, it's so, like, especially compared to Maverick. I'm here again. I haven't seen Top Gun in years and still haven't seen Maverick. But apparently the original is just like, you sit there, you go, man, they got away with some shit in the 80s. So, again, you had to be a fan, I guess, like you said.
It was definitely a product of its time.
Right.
It's on Paramount Plus.
Oh, is it already on Paramount Plus?
The original is.
Oh, the original. Oh, that's right, the original. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yes.
The original is on Paramount Plus, so it's not like you don't have access to it.
Right.
You know, and like I said, it's one of those things where if you were a fan of the original, then chances are you thoroughly enjoyed Maverick.
There you go. So
if you were not a fan of the original, then, you know, Maverick is just not your wheelhouse.
At least he's in the same opinion of our buddy Adam, the DeLorean driver. Lordy. Yeah. So, you know, it's but again,
he would not go and see Maverick with me. I had to go solo.
Well, shit, dude. My parents went and saw it together. I'd have gone with you. I wouldn't have put my arm around you. Nobody would have gone with you. You know,
you don't need to make it weird, Jeff.
Well,
we covered enough weirdness last night on.
Compared to yesterday, weird is relative. I mean, really. So before we even get into the questions here, there are a couple coming in. But Anthony says, "Hey Jeff, I saw someone that was in Back to the Future movies yesterday. It was J.J. Cohen, who was in Biff's gang in the movie. He was Skinhead. He was very nice and was talking movies he was in and sports. Cool. You know, I've heard J.J.'s a nice guy. More than one J.J. in my life is a nice guy, but I've heard J.J. Cohen's a real solid dude. I have not met Cohen yet. I don't think I've met really anybody like in the. I'm trying to think who I've met actually in the movies. I don't know if I've met. You know what? I take that back. I met Darlene Vogel forever ago, and Darlene Vogel, of course, is in part 2 in Griff's gang, and she's also the receptionist at the Future Institute of Technology on the Back to the Future ride. So it's, you know, kind of a mixed bag with Darlene. So she was really cool. I've not met anybody that was actively involved in the first one. So I definitely want to go. I definitely want to meet J.J. Cohen. Definitely want to meet Tom Wilson and Leia and Chris Lloyd, of course, Michael J. Fox, everybody that was involved. We've been to their houses. We do have footage of that. We are still, again, trying to, again, the thing with the footage is it was shot and it came out great, except our voiceover at Doc's turned out like absolute garbage because of the road noise and everything. So we're trying to figure out, okay, how do we present it? Because we were in Hill Valley that day. We were also in Haddonfield. We were also in whatever the hell neighborhood Pee Wee Herman lives in Big Adventure. So it's like, do we just throw it out there and just let people consume it, or do we make a gimmick out of it? I'm still trying to formulate it. There's a lot coming up in July that I have empty spots, though. So we may end up July 3rd's Back to the Future's premiere anniversary. So maybe over that weekend, after the day after Money in the Bank, where I've got a dead day, maybe get the Back to the Future shit up. We'll see.
There we go.
All right, let's see. Questions. This is a good one to start. I like this question. Why in storyline would Roman Reigns accept yet another match with Brock Lesnar? Because Lesnar punked him out on television. I mean, it's called his bitch card live on Fox. That's why I do it. You know, yeah, he's trying to achieve his head at the table, but Brock came out there in his moment of glory when he had punked Riddle out and out-punked him. I'd want to whoop his ass again.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, these two, it's a true battle of who is the alpha.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. So, and the fact that they're making us salivate and wait for it till SummerSlam, and it's last man standing. I mean, that's
and that's the other thing. These two have fought each other way too many times.
right. Yeah.
So, like, if it's not last man standing, if there's not some kind of definitive end,
Right.
we already had the Red Crate of Hate.
Coming soon to
So we can't do that again.
No.
But, it's like, well, what do we do to put that definitive stamp on this?
Right? Like, how far do you
man
think
standing? That's the way to go, I think.
That's it. Oh, speaking of the Red Crate of Hate, you asked me for notification when it was live. We be live. ProWrestlingTees.com/Jeff Meacham Network. You can get your own Red Crate of Hate t-shirt.
God damn it.
I love it. It is yellow and red, so you're going to be dressing like the Hulkster, but, it's worth it. Because
red and yellow.
And if you don't know that, you have not watched ads long enough, damn it. Because we done referenced that years ago. All right. Anyway, next question. Yeah, again, that's the only reason. Two things, like Jay just said, it has to be a definitive, like this has to be it. If you leave a guy where he can't answer a 10 count, you've made him your bitch. You need to step aside and let somebody else go for the title. Straight up.
Yeah.
If you're Roman and you lose, then it's like, okay, well, Brock's also beat Roman a ton too. Let's not forget that. So this has to be it. And you figure, they've got all of August to build toward the show in Cardiff, Wales, Clash at the Castle, where allegedly Drew McIntyre is getting a shot at the championship. We still don't have any confirmation on that. He's just called his shot. I would take that time and actually build that. Whoever comes out of SummerSlam is champion, because McIntyre and Lesnar ain't got no love lost either. So,
Well, but you've also got the fact that, the whole point they had the belts unified was that they were going to get Roman on both shows.
Right.
And then he took his leave of absence.
Right.
So do you use this opportunity to put one strap on Lesnar, one strap on Drew, and then just move along?
Yeah. And again, we'll get into predictions for SummerSlam, Clash at the Castle when we get closer to those dates, obviously. But if I'm booking the territory, Roman loses both belts separately, takes that actual leave of absence, and comes back and goes, I kind of got, and then as he's jibber jabbering about he deserves to be there. If you smell, and Rock goes, really, you deserve? Okay, we'll see we'll see in Inglewood there, Bubba. That's how I look.
You can just save that face off to the Rumble.
Well, right. I'm not saying you're right away.
You have Roman come out and be like, okay, well, if you're going to get a shot at either of these guys who you faced 100 times, you're going to be number one.
Right.
Comes to the ring, number 2 hits. If you smell.
I like that too. That's good. I like that. That's good. See? Feeds right into our next question, because it's kind of a fantasy booking, which you know.
By the way, check the messenger that you sent the StreamYard to. You should have the trailer from me now.
Sounds good. I will forward it and get her done. Thank you for the reminder, because I totally forgot. Okay. Again, me and fantasy booking go together like peanut butter and tomatoes. But we'll go ahead and ask anyway, because this is not about fantasy booking. It's just about the show. Chris says, "Hey guys, hope you enjoy the show. And what match are you looking excited about?" Okay, let's try that again with the brain first and the tongue, Jeff. Thank you. Hey guys, I hope you enjoy the show. And what match are you guys most excited about for this Sunday's Forbidden Door pay-per-view? Again, JJ and I have talked about this. I'm not particularly giddy about the majority of the card.
Yeah.
However, I am giddy about the fact that we are going to cover that show on Sunday. Of course, we're going to be live, as we always do on pay-per-view Sundays at, we'll try to be anyway, at 6:30 Eastern. However, Friday night, we will be doing, at JJ's request, Forbidden Door Fantasy Booking, where myself, Noah, our amazing color play-by-play guy, our color man at Par Excellence, James Hebert, and JJ himself, the taskmaster of this, if you will be booking our own fantasy card for what we think should be going down Sunday night. And that's not just limited to AEW and New Japan. We are also including Impact Wrestling and the WWE in that menagerie of chaos.
Yes, because as we've stated numerous times, if you've tuned into our broadcasts of late, you've heard this stuff. If this is your first time tuning in, first of all, welcome. Thank you.
Yes.
And second of all, it's kind of hard to get excited about a forbidden door when a lot of contracted New Japan stars also are contracted AEW stars.
Yes.
It's not really a forbidden door.
No.
It's a subtle talent swap.
Right, exactly.
It's also hard to get excited about a pay-per-view card, and I take nothing away from these two ladies. But you've got Thunder Rosa versus Toni Storm for the AEW Women's title.
Yeah.
You can't save that for the next AEW pay-per-view. You can't put that on Dynamite or Rampage.
Yeah,
What does that have to do with Forbidden Door?
Yeah.
Jack diddly shit.
Yeah, it's
the
one of those
two matches that I'm looking at that intrigue me the most are Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy, because you got to figure Orange Cassidy with his nonchalant kick of doom, and you've got Will Ospreay in there. I'm going to be curious to see how these two go toe to toe.
Just keep them away from the karaoke room, and the craps tables will be good to go.
And then I'm looking forward to the triple threat winner-take-all tag encounter. FTR, United Empire, and Roppongi Vice.
That's going to be good shit. That's going to be all kinds of the good shit.
The rest of the show, honestly, I'm whatever about.
Yeah, so far anyway.
It just doesn't have that aura to it. Plus, you figure Punk is out injured. MJF has walked out. Bryan's injured. Sky's injured. Or at least severely banged up.
Right.
So a lot of the guys that I was really looking forward to seeing on this card aren't even going to be there.
No. Kind of sad. So, yeah, it's not, like you said, it's not really Forbidden Door. It's more of a mild pushing the thing open to see what we can see inside. Ooh, what's going on in here?
So, and we'll get way more in depth to our plug for it when we get to the plugs towards the end of the show. But yeah, this is going to be intense. Open mic night was kind of Jeff's thing that spawned out of a pay-per-view watch along with James and Noah.
Yes.
I kind of slowly came on board for it and made it a 4-man team. But with your permission, good sir, I'm basically going to be moderating this because it was my brainchild.
Absolutely. No problem.
I am looking to go home and be the cleanup spot coming last on this card.
There you go.
I want to see what everybody else comes up with before I come in. It would be very easy for me to be the setup guy.
Well, yeah.
Since I'm very not as knowledgeable about the other three companies.
Right.
But I feel like my matches are really solid. So, I kind of want to be the cleanup guy here, because it was my thing.
I completely agree with that and 100% concur. I have zero qualms about that whatsoever. By all means. Yeah, this is your baby. And I'm curious, what I'll even do? I'll even lead off just because I'm the most uncomfortable with the topic.
Okay. Well, I figured either you or Noah would be lead off.
Right.
Because Noah said last night he hasn't had any matches booked yet. And I don't know about you if you do or not. So I figured both of you are kind of like the shakiest.
Right.
And then I figured me and James would kind of bring it home.
We'll see. Again, we've got all week to figure out logistics.
Yeah,
but,
we'll fine tune it in time. But yeah, I mean, honestly, to me it just comes off as another pay-per-view.
Yeah, and honestly, there's definitely no doubt that they're gonna they'll definitely do a lot of buys because it's still AEW's machine. It's still New Japan's crossover machine. They're gonna do a big bank on that, and we will have our full coverage of it Sunday regardless. So
yeah, without question, it's just 100%. It feels like a WWE B pay-per-view to me.
Yes,
as opposed to a Big Four feel. And I feel like with the fact that it's called Forbidden Door, the fact that it's supposed to be the super card, it should have that Big Four feel. And it doesn't
at all. Like, not even close. That is a huge issue when you're promoting something as heavily as this should have been.
Yeah.
It hasn't been.
The other thing is that it hasn't even been hyped that much. Like, only in the last couple of weeks. And granted, we had Double or Nothing we had to get through first, really.
Right.
But it's only been kind of since the first of the month where we've really kind of seen a push towards this. And so you're trying to get me hype about this show in less than a month, but you announced this thing like 3 months ago.
Yeah, and when you figure the initial push for this was on June 1st when they were here in Inglewood, and you figure their main guy they were pushing toward the lead of the promotion went down with an injury, the world champion. So they were scrambling within 24 hours of really starting to set this thing up. Cluster on Tony's end. Again, I'm not 100% blaming Tony, but I mean, at the end of the day, the buck stops with him, so it's got to be a thing. So I completely agree that it is a lackluster build, which is why I was so 100% on board with you pitching the idea of the fantasy booking when, like I've stated, I am not a fantasy booking dude. I don't like it. Not a fan of it. But I am having an interesting time. I won't say wonderful because it's very challenging for me, but I'm definitely having a interesting time putting my own thing together. I'm gonna enjoy myself. So we'll see how it goes. To answer the question, what the shit, machine? A little box there. Sorry about that. A little glitch in the get along there. So Aaron and company will be doing their predictions for Sunday coming up. I has it here somewhere.
I believe it's tomorrow, right?
It is tomorrow. I just don't. I had a graphic, so I'll go ahead. But anyway, I'll talk about it. They're going to be on tomorrow before NXT. At 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific. They'll be doing their predictions. They'll probably be bleeding NXT because they really don't care about overlapping NXT, nor do anybody else as far as the Jeff Meacham Network, broadcasts go. I follow NXT because I'm trying to be respectful, but I'm being honest. I don't, it doesn't really matter as far as overlap for me personally. But the no DQ side of things, if I can just find this godforsaken. There it is, right there. Jiminy Crickets, Jeff. Will be coming up tomorrow afternoon or evening, depending on what part of the world you're in, at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific. There is the comment. There's the graphic for you guys. All right, that's again tomorrow before NXT, which is right before me. So there is all of that. Let me see. Go back. A lot of comments come in when we were trying to go over the Brock answer, and then the Forbidden Door answer.
Good. Gave us a chance.
Yes, definitely. So Walter says he's only about a 5 on this show. I'm hard pressed to be any higher on that. I really, it's a 5 for sure, only because it's a pay-per-view and I enjoy calling pay-per-views, so I enjoy watching them. So it's really about it.
If this was what was trying to rope me into AEW, I might stop watching.
Yeah, that's the thing.
If this is what was trying to rope me into New Japan, I'd probably stop watching. Thankfully, I've seen enough of both of those at this point, as limited as it's been, where this isn't the hook, line, and sinker for me. But, if this was supposed to be what got me hyped about these two companies, it's just not delivering on that front. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Especially with New Japan being on, for us, such batshit crazy hours, for the pay-per-views.
The channel that I get it on, it's literally on right before or right after Impact.
I mean the pay-per-views.
Oh, Yeah.
The freaking things on New Japan World are just, 2, 3, 4 o'clock. It's like, that's too fucking early to get up. Seriously. Unless I'm already up, like, some people are. It's a pain in the ass. So, being able to see these guys in American primetime, all right. But it doesn't really feel like it's worth it.
Yeah.
At least yet. Again, we've got 2 more Turner TVs and 2 more episodes of Dark and Elevation. So we'll see. We shall see how they build this week. I'm not going to argue with that. Would have been nice to see Kenny on the card, even if he's injured. At least have him show up.
And that's another thing, Walter, is that our card, we're booking even if they are injured.
Yep.
As long as they are a contracted individual, then they are allowed to be booked on our show.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if they're on the injured list or not. And my logic behind this was going back to the Stanley Cup playoffs, which are still going on.
Jesus.
One of our guys, Drew Doughty for the LA Kings, was out with an injury, going to be out for the rest of the season. But when the Kings made the playoffs, he gave an interview saying that if the Kings make it to the Western Conference Finals, he will come back from injury and play.
Yeah, he was going to tape
You've
up.
got to figure a show that is this monumental. People are going to find a way to be there, whether they're injured or not. Pull Cody Rhodes and shit, wrestle with a pectoral muscle torn off their bone.
Yeah.
Just because it's that huge.
I have a feeling that just because he's injured does not mean we will not see Kenny Omega Sunday. You got the 2 companies he's made his home in. He's not going to not be there, one way or the other. Good comment here. Wardlow will be the next TNT champ, and the AEW Women's Championship match should take place on Dynamite or something. Here's where we were kind of talking about this last night as far as the plethora of championships in AEW. And I was going to sound on this, and I completely just the chaos made it slip my mind last night. TNT title, defended on TNT. Period. TBS title, defended on TBS. Period. The World Championships, pay-per-view. Period. FTW Championship, freaking Dark Elevation, whatever. I like Ricky Starks, I'm just saying. The Ring of Honor Championships for now, Dark Elevation until they get a solid TV deal. Or even on one show or the other to kind of fill spots here and there. Don't relegate Mercedes to only Dark or only Elevation. That's bullshit.
And I'd even say put those on an occasional pay-per-view too.
Right, yeah.
Like you've got FTR right now, freaking wrecking shit.
Yes.
There's no reason they shouldn't be on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, there is, and again, it's not a forbidden match at this point, but when you think about the history of both teams across the world, I wouldn't necessarily mind FTR versus the Bucks for the undisputed Tony Khan Umbrella World Tag Team titles. I'm okay with that, because the Bucks have been Ring of Honor champions before, FTR's been AEW champions before. The Young Bucks held the New Japan Championships about 65,000 times. So they really made the name New Japan before they really got a stranglehold back on this side of the Pacific. So that's one of the few where I wouldn't mind an all AEW match, because both those teams really made their base elsewhere before AEW was formed, or before, in FTR's case, where they came to AEW. So one of the few I'd be okay with it. But yeah, I think, Wardlow being TNT champion, again, he should win that championship on Friday night or a Friday night. He should, Jade should be defending the championship every Wednesday. TBS title. That should be how, that way you're not getting so much championship bogged down on every freaking show. All those championships, it seem like there's a lot less we're having to, you never mind seeing title matches as a fan, right? But it's like, God damn, how many belts we got in this company? So that's the problem. And again, a problem with too many champions is not a bad problem necessarily, but it comes off like it with this company. Good question. With Orton being out for a while and losing to Reigns, what would you guys like to see Riddle do next? It's a good question. I mean, they really built him up really well last week, and he looked strong Friday. He really did. But much like they did with Ricky Steamboat after Flair became champion in Nashville, They were on to the next thing like that. Flair with Terry Funk, and now Roman's back in Lesnar land. So where does Riddle go? His full-time partner's out. They've been building toward whatever the hell they're building toward with him and Randy. Randy's a wild card as far as coming back now.
You know, I think Riddle is a solid Money in the Bank winner candidate at this point.
Okay.
And that's how he's able to get another match against Roman if Roman still has the belt come SummerSlam, Clash at the Castle, further down the road, whatever.
I like that. That's good.
I'd almost prefer slow building him towards the Rumble.
Right.
But the question is what do you do in those 6 months in between?
Right. That's a long time.
He doesn't have the solid competition, and you don't really want him slipping into ICUS land.
No, God, no. Not at this point, anyway.
And you don't, I mean, aside from maybe him and Shinsuke going on a slight tag run, there's nothing really to do. I mean, maybe a cool, I don't know, maybe him and Nakamura dethroning the Usos, them losing the belts back to them, and then a feud between him and Nakamura would be a good, strong style feud to keep his momentum going.
There you go.
Riddle being MMA, Nakamura having that Japanese strong style could carry him to the Rumble and being a Rumble winner. But I think the best money bet would be him and his Money in the Bank holder.
I like that. There was a question. I lost it here a second. So going back to what we were talking about, Will and Cassidy might be a sleeper of the night. They can steal a match of the night if they can both go. Again, I joked about interacting with them on the cruise, but yeah, these guys, you turn Orange loose and you let Will Ospreay do Will Ospreay things, they could very well steal that right out from underneath Tanahashi and Moxley or any other match on that show. Really, it could be something special if they let it be. So we'll see how it goes. And again, Will Ospreay doesn't have the U.S. Championship belt physically right now. It's still in the hands of I forgot who. Help me out in the chat room because I forgot. No, if Noah was here, he would. I completely forgot though. I understand they're not used like TV championships, referring to the TNT and TBS, but they should be.
Yeah,
that's my thing. They are secondary championships.
That should be the television show's essentially world champion.
Yes.
The main event of your TBS broadcast is the TBS championship.
Right.
The main event of your TNT broadcast is the TNT championship. You can use the rest of the show to build up a contender to the world title that gets a shot at the pay-per-view. The only downside to doing the world title only on pay-per-views is that they've only got quarterly pay-per-views. So you've occasionally got to do like a world title match on Dynamite or Rampage just to keep the interest there going.
Right. Even
if only once a month they're defending the title on the show.
True. And again, you go back to, again, I'm showing my age here as far as wrestling fandom goes. You go back to the old TBS days with WCW and the Crockett's, the Mid-Atlantic Championship or the TV title were defended every single Saturday at 6:05. Every single week, because that was the thing. They had TV time to use. That's how they used it. They would put the champion on, they'd have that 15-minute time limit, but they would still go and they would do it. So I think you're absolutely right. The TBS and TD Championship should be defended every week, whether it's the main event or not. Again, Jade Cargill has definitely improved without a doubt, but the hesitancy, even now in 2022, to have a woman main event every single Dynamite, probably not going to happen. Maybe it should.
Maybe not every Dynamite. Maybe she can be the end of the first hour, start of the second hour.
Right.
For Rampage, there's no reason why it shouldn't be the main event. That's only an hour show.
Well, but Rampage is also a TNT broadcast, which is why I was saying that should be the TNT Championship. But again, you're giving a guy like Scorpio Sky only an hour work with to be the main event. That's a downgrade for Sky for our money, and we both know that. So a little bit different on that front. So again, they shouldn't be on the channels they're on, I don't think, because TNT, I think, is still the more wrestling channel. It was so funny to say that because TBS was wrestling's home in the South for a quarter century. But, TNT was established because of Nitro as the place to be on wrestling night for Turner. So, again, there's a lot to reconfigure, I think, with the distribution of the championships and the way they're presented, the way they're placed. So, Richard has a question for you. Then I think it was for you that said this. You have Riddle and Drew being the guys to take the belts off Roman.
I think the safe money is to have Lesnar and Drew take the belts off Roman, but with Riddle with the briefcase, he can interject himself at any point. If he's got the briefcase, who's to say he can't pull a Seth Rollins?
Yes.
And in the midst of Roman Lesnar at SummerSlam, come out, cash his briefcase in, and steal the belt.
Yep. There you go.
The whole deal is that if Riddle lost, he does not get a shot at Roman as long as he's champion. That briefcase negates that fact.
Yeah, exactly. Roman knows better than anybody how the briefcase can change everything in the blink of an eye in a major money match. So, happened to him more than once, I think, now. So, good stuff. Good questions, guys. Thank you. I appreciate the Discord. That was cool. I enjoyed that. And they're also chatting back and forth in the chat room with each other, which is great. I love seeing the interaction between our viewers. That's also awesome. Yeah. I dig that.
But let's not forget those super chats, y'all. I think we only need like another $350, and I take clippers to this hair of mine.
Yeah. I mean, again, yeah, it's he is very proud of his hair, and I can't state enough how big a deal this would be for him to do that. I fear for him. I fear for his psyche if he does this. But we'll see. Let's see. When Sky is healthy enough, they could have it announced on Dynamite for Wardlow versus Sky for the TNT, but have the match on Rampage. There you go. Hey, plug it on the previous show. Executed on TNT. I dig that. That again. Okay. Well, there it is. Whoop. This needs to be a thing at the top of the hour, if not sometime during the next 3. Yes, we need to see the fact that he had his swan song yesterday, or at Always Ready last week. He's got to come out, right? He's got to.
I don't think it was coincidence that he had his retirement, and then the very next episode of Raw, they teased the return of Elias.
Yeah. I mean,
and everybody has been talking about this. And, from a business standpoint, what better way to get people to stop talking about McMahon and Hardy than for the WWE to do what's something that the fans have been clamoring for and bring Damian Sandow in as Elias?
Yes. Needs to be a thing. Has to be a thing. It just has to be. All right. So we're going to, let's see, I think I got through all the questions. If I missed anybody's question, because there were a lot coming in, I was trying to keep it with everybody. So, Miss May, please go ahead and repeat it in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and start doing the thing here. So first of all, July, of course, is right around the corner. We'll talk about what's coming up on July on the Jeff Meacham Network and the other stuff in graphic form. But Mr. Williams here has a presentation for you to see what is on his channel coming up in the month of July. There you go. I dig it. I dig it. Where'd our background go?
Oh no, you took it down when you went to go throw up the video.
Oh, I didn't mean to. So yeah, we talked briefly about it last night. The fact that our simple man who watches only wrestling saw quite a bit of those, and then he pointed out, well, we was all children once. But yeah, good stuff. I dig it. I can't wait to see those again. Again, they're all on Disney Plus, kids. It ain't that hard to get access to them. So those are easy. However, you also have your new release Saturdays, which you do every month.
Yes.
And you're kicking off the day of Money in the Bank in July with a banger of a review. I love it.
I had to do the Lightyear movie, like, for real. I've been so hyped about this ever since I first heard about it. Well, that's a little bit of a lie. When I first heard about it, I was skeptical.
Yeah.
But the more I heard about it, the more intrigued I got, because it's not about the toy. It's about the man who inspired the toy.
Yes.
So I'm curious to see what develops with this movie.
Yeah. And I love that you found this image. So this was a custom image done by somebody. I don't remember the name, so forgive me out there if you're actually watching this.
Somebody made this fan art of Andy in the theater with his toys watching the Lightyear movie. Because the way that Disney is promoting it is that, in 1995, Andy got the action figure for his favorite movie. This is that movie. And it's like, okay, first of all, no, that sounds stupid. But just the fact that somebody made this image of Andy in the theater with his toys watching the Lightyear movie, I was like, okay, this has to be my graphic for it when I promote it.
Yep.
When I upload the video, people see when they come to the channel, they're going to see this image. I could not resist.
Yes. What's funny about this particular image, and again, if you really want to deep dive into the freaking continuity of it, he didn't get the Martians till the very end of the first movie anyway. So it really doesn't work, but it's still cute as hell. Good question. Have we seen the old Buzz Lightyear animated show? I haven't in years, but I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, I never saw the TV show. I know Cece watched it with her son.
Right.
Because Jordan was huge on Buzz Lightyear when he was younger.
Oh, there you go.
So I know they watched it, but I never really watched the cartoon version of it. Because it wasn't Tim Allen either.
I was going to say, it's going to be very hard for me to see Lightyear and not hear the voice. Not be able to hear that voice. It's going to be very hard. So we'll see how it goes when I see it. And then I got this live action dude in California. It's like...
Or you can still go to Paradise Pier and see the toy version.
Is he still there?
Can literally meet both versions of Buzz in the same day.
Okay, well, when I make my announcement for later, I'll definitely talk about... Wow, that's awesome. I'm not going to lie. Okay. All right. I had a question. I thought we did. Okay, well, for the record, since he does
way back up there.
So there you
go. Let me see here.
I
know Michael had a question about Star Wars characters.
Oh, yeah, there it was. Hey, thank you for reminding me.
And then there's a few more when you go down from there, but I think that's the first one.
Okay. Just trying to find... There it is. So, favorite Star Wars character. God, this has been a great question in May.
My favorite has always been Boba Fett.
Yes.
From the minute that he entered an Empire, yes, I know the special release of A New Hope has him in there, but I am an OG viewer, I'm not going to hate on the special editions as many people do, but my original introduction to him was the original edit of Empire Strikes Back.
Yes.
When we saw the gathering of the bounty hunters on Vader's Star Destroyer, and he's going through everybody, and you see IG-88, you see Bosk, and you see Boba Fett, and he's like, no disintegrations. As you wish.
Wesley?
Yeah, right?
Just in for that.
From that moment, and then you see him in Slave One chasing down the Falcon, getting to Cloud City. What do we do if he dies? He's worth a lot to me. The Empire will compensate you. To Return of the Jedi, and then even with him going out like a punk.
I was gonna say they punked him out like a bitch in Jedi.
Luke just knocks his jetpack and he goes flying into the side of the barge,
like,
falls in the Sarlacc pit.
It's like, oh.
But still, like, he was such a throwaway character at the end of the day, but he was so badass.
Yeah. Again,
and then, I know there's the extended universe stories, and he escapes the Sarlacc pit. Never read the books. I always just looked at the movies as canon.
Well,
what happened in those stories is what happened. And I know he comes back in Mandalorian, but I haven't seen that part yet. I never made it to that.
Well, not even that. Like, they actually did the whole Book of Boba Fett series that's out there now. So,
but that came after the Mandalorian, and I still haven't seen that either.
Oh, I got you. You're trying to stay. Okay, I got you.
But
I like it.
Boba Fett has always been my favorite, though.
Boba Fett's so badass. They actually included the cartoon where he made his official debut on Disney Plus, and that made them acknowledge the existence of the holiday special. Gee, damn it. So it does exist, George Lucas. You old fogey. You put it on Disney Plus. I double dog dare you.
It's hilarious. Yesterday for Father's Day, Natalie and I were sitting down in the living room here.
Yes.
And she asked me what I wanted to put on because they were going back and forth between Mickey Mouse shorts and stuff. And I was like, you know what? It's Father's Day. Give it here. I put on The Muppet Show with Mark Hamill.
Yes. Tremendous.
And it's like, I'm sitting here and I'm watching it, and her never having seen the holiday special.
Oh, God. Okay.
I'm making jokes about how, Chewie's just got this look on his face like I'm dancing on a fake moon to When You Wish Upon a Star, and this still isn't as bad as the holiday special is.
I am on a fake moon dancing to the Disney song with a bunch of Muppets. And people hear what's that?
Foreshadowing anybody?
And
Star Wars and the Muppets now owned by Disney, and they're dancing, singing to When You Wish Upon a Star. Just throwing that out there.
And people are still not as coked out as they were for the holiday special.
Yeah, right?
Jesus. Oh my God. Yeah. The holiday special, for those of you who are like, what the hell? It's on YouTube in full in crystal clear quality. Ripped from television. Looks like the character is completely ripped.
It's the type of thing that if you've never experienced it.
It is an experience.
If you have never experienced it, you need to experience it once in your life.
Just once.
I will never force you to watch it again unless it becomes a guilty pleasure for you like it has for me. Like, I legit watch it once a year at the holidays.
During the,
Just because it's a guilty pleasure for me. But I looked at Natalie and I was like, okay, this holiday special I'm making fun of? Yeah. It's on the level of Magical Mystery Tour.
Oh, yeah. Oh, easily.
It's like, I'm not sure who was more stoned, Paul during Magical Mystery Tour or Carrie during the holiday special.
Well,
it's like,
I think the Beatles were stoned, maybe on something harder. Freaking Carrie Fisher was straight up coked out during the holiday special. Straight up coked out. May she rest in peace. God love you, Carrie. I'm sorry, but good Lord. So bad. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So that was the only question. There were comments about, at one point somebody said, Kevin Owens would be like, you're Damien Sandow. And he'll be like, no, my name is Aaron. Just to throw off and drive Kevin into a further tizzy. So, yeah, the voice of Buzz on the cartoon was actually Patrick Warburton.
Yeah.
Who, if you don't know who Patrick Warburton is, you need to watch Family Guy. You need to watch American Dad. He's very much part of that universe.
It's Kronk.
It's Kronk from, well, again, I only just now saw a person who grew recently. Again, and here you go. If you're a Disney Parks fan, the flight attendant that's soaring over California and soaring around the world. There you go.
There you go.
Oh, Lord. Okay. So, That's the first Saturday of your new releases. We're still on that topic.
Yeah. We're going to go a little bit over today, folks.
Easily,
so hope that you have no problem missing the beginning of Raw.
That's right. So I believe the night I'll have it on the graphic yet. I haven't done it. This is July 9th, correct?
Correct. Yes.
All right. Spiderhead. Tell us about Spiderhead.
I don't know a lot about it yet. All I know is that Cece actually watched this the other day. She played Ferris Bueller and took a day off of work.
Yeah, nice.
And she watched this during her binge that day, and she was like, "You need to see this movie. I'm curious to know your thoughts." And I was like, "I already have it booked."
Nice. There you go.
I already had it booked because I was looking up for new releases and things to do. And when I saw Chris Hemsworth, okay, our God of Thunder Thor, and Miles Teller, the other guy in the image there, who plays Goose's son Rooster in Top Gun Maverick, I'm like, okay, this is something I may need to put my attention to.
Right.
You know, I thoroughly enjoyed, and I'll get more in depth when I do my Maverick review, but I thoroughly enjoyed Miles as Rooster.
Okay.
Like, you look at the images of him as Rooster next to Anthony Edwards as Goose,
right?
And you really can't tell them apart.
No, it's scary.
He looks like he was perfectly chosen for his son.
Absolutely.
And then Cece actually reminded me that he's Reed Richards in that horrid Fantastic Four movie, and I was like,
"Oof, that's right."
Okay.
I remember now.
So there's a flaw there.
Yeah.
But even Michael B. Jordan was able to redeem himself from that after the Human Torch debacle.
Yes.
You know,
thank God for Sylvester Stallone in his life.
Yeah.
So
Killmonger, Apollo Creed's son, you know, so it's all.
It's good stuff.
He's redeemed himself with Rooster. I'm curious to see how he does here.
Yes.
But it was, and it's a Netflix original, which means it's free for me to watch. I don't got to worry about paying money to go see it in the theater. You know, $6.50, $7, $10, $15, whatever.
Where are you seeing movies? I'll go out there.
Well, I usually try to go to the bargain showing. I usually try to go to the first showing of the day. And AMC usually does $5 Tuesdays if you're a Stubbs member as well.
That's true.
So I almost always go to the first showing of the day because they're usually like a $7 as opposed to 12 or 15.
Makes sense.
And then especially once you factor in, you know, the soda and the nachos, then you end up paying what you would for the regular price ticket anyways.
Very true.
Very true. At least get the movie and the drink for the cost of just the movie.
Yes, very true.
So,
following Saturday, I want to go see this because everybody I know, as far as blood, definitely is a fan of this man. And again, Tom Hanks playing Colonel Tom, another Tom Hanks playing somebody in real life, a real life person. I'm intrigued. Tell us about Elvis.
You know, I know very little about the movie. I know it's Baz Luhrmann, you know, who did Strictly Ballroom, Moulin Rouge.
Yes.
I believe the gentleman's name is Austin Butler.
Sounds right.
That is playing Elvis. And I mean, you can see from the image there, he got a pretty solid resemblance to young Presley there.
Yes.
As you said, Tom Hanks is Colonel Tom Parker. And a lot of people seem to have this image of Colonel Tom as being this father figure of sorts to Elvis.
Yeah, no.
And Tom has gone on record saying, you know, Colonel Tom wasn't the nicest guy. And so you really get to see Tom Hanks kind of play almost a villainous dick for a change. And how often do we really get to see that out of him?
Other than confronting people on the freaking TMZ knocking his wife over.
That was justified.
Absolutely justified.
100% without question justified. You know, unlike some people who we're going to talk about in a couple weeks, you know, their top 10 songs, who their slapping people encounter wasn't as justified.
No.
This was completely justified.
Oh, okay, so Miles is a reason to watch Spiderhead. Okay, so CC sent the super chat, which we appreciate that, doll. Thank you very much. But it meant to send the message with it for originally a good glitch. But Miles is the reason to watch that movie, apparently, according to CC. So I'm not going to argue with that whatsoever. Because I do like
me want to
Miles.
see it even more because, like I said, I know she didn't go and see Top Gun Maverick with me, as I already said, but he really stole Maverick from Tom Cruise.
That's what I heard.
Tom was amazing, and I'm not the biggest Cruise fanatic.
No.
But I couldn't take my eyes off of Miles because of how much he resembled Goose.
Yeah, it was
all the way down to the piano playing Great Balls of Fire. And then they're showing like the little flashback footage, daydream type sequence of Goose playing Great Balls of Fire. And it's just like, okay.
All the feels, that's it. So somehow you managed in the process of doing new releases to get 2 Disney-generated movies in your new release Saturday of your Disney month, because the 23rd, The God of Thunder.
2 Chris Hemsworth movies.
Yes, yes. There you go. So
and we get our lovely Queen Padme Amidala, Jane Foster, back properly in the Thor franchise after missing Ragnarok.
Yes.
She did make a brief appearance in Endgame when they were collecting the Infinity Stones.
As everybody else and their friggin' mother did. So,
Right, but like, for all we knew, she was done with the franchise. She didn't want to be part of it no more. Her and Rene Russo both.
Yeah.
But they both made that appearance in Endgame. Yep. And they approached Natalie, and she's back on board. And I'm curious to see where things are going to go with this. The trailer, when he sees her for the first time, and you see that look on his face and how much he pops for seeing her, it's like, I want to see what leads up to that.
Definitely. Yes.
It's just one of those things, like, you see the end moment, but you got to see what the build is to it.
Yeah. I do hear tell from folks down in Anaheim there's going to be a female Thor character meet and greet as well, so it'll be cool.
There has to be.
It has to be.
They have expanded the meet and greets in the Avengers campus. I always want to call it Marvel Land, because Fantasyland, Adventureland, Tomorrowland, Frontierland,
Bugs Land,
Marvel Land,
I know, yeah.
It just seems like it fits better.
Right.
They've expanded the meet and greets so much in Avengers campus since me and CC went.
Yeah.
Like a year or so ago.
Yeah, not really.
We literally need to go again. Like, there is an Ant-Man that walks around with a shrunken version of Bugs Land in his hand.
Okay. All right, Bubba, I'll definitely go with you when we go. Shit.
There's a Wanda now. There's a Doctor Strange now. There's, Iron Man. There's Spider-Man. There's the animatronic Spider-Man that, when he's not crashing into walls. Towards the jungle and shit. Watch out for that tree.
Spider-Man. Oh, shit, he fell.
They have expanded so much there that we've got to go back for just the meet and greets in Avengers campus.
Right.
Not even being a comic book geek, because we all know I'm not the hugest comic fan.
Right.
But as much of a fan of the movies as I am, and you know how much I loved character hunting.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we could easily probably spend a good 4 or 5 hours just in the land waiting in line for character pictures.
Right. Yeah. So I will, I'll go ahead and jump out of plugging your stuff real quick. We'll talk about what I was going to talk about later, but I'll go ahead and do that now. So I talked about this yesterday briefly, but I'll go ahead and re-talk about it because I made a new graphic for it. I found this really cool graphic based on the stream we're going to use that day for Meech's monthly Disney fix and transform the ticket.
Nice.
Right? That was really cool. I will say this about this day. Whatever happened, and I even changed the time because I found out ABC broadcast it between 4:30 and 6 on Black Sunday back in 55. So we're going on Sunday. We're going on the birthday. Got to keep it completely canon, right? Got to have it on between 4:30 and 6 now. So I'm going to start this stream at whatever. I might edit commercials in just for the hell of it because it was an ABC broadcast, right? And then at the end, we're going to cut to wherever we are in the parks and say, good night, everybody. If my dad, for whatever reason, backs out, can't go, whatever the case may be, I will definitely talk to you because I know Dylan's going to, want a tag buddy on rides that the old man can't do anymore because of medical reasons. And number 2, if there was anybody in the world that will sit there and do Avengers Campus all day with his ass, it would be his Uncle Jay.
Without question.
So I will definitely let you know about that. Again, it was a Father's Day gift I procured from our cast member friend Ronnie, so I don't want to be a dick and rescind on it the day after Father's Day. But also, I know for a fact that you can do the rides I can't do, whereas my dad's a little worried about the upper body with the big barrel chest. So we'll see. But I can also, we have other friends on property. Yeah. Not another possibility where I can get, I have a friend actually who I met through another Long Beach thing I used to do. Might be able to get another 2. So we'll see. I'll work on it for you guys. All right. So for July.
I was going to say, do you have the July 30th one too? Yep, there we go.
I do. Great man. Okay, so Ryan Reynolds needs to just have it like he's the blank man. Like he does everything man.
That's not Ryan Reynolds.
It looks like him.
That's Ryan Gosling.
Oh, well, I'm fired. Cool. Good to know. Okay.
Right. And the one facing to the side is Chris Evans. So we've got 2 Chris Evans movies this month because he's the voice of Lightyear.
Yes.
And we've got 2 Chris Hemsworth movies this month.
And in this
one, we've got Elvis.
And we got Tom Hanks, who's playing Geppetto in the live-action Pinocchio.
Yeah, but that's not this month.
No, but what I'm saying is
we've got two Hemsworth, 2 Evans movies in the span of 1 month on new release Fridays.
Jesus.
Again, this is another one. It's a Netflix original movie. It's getting a limited release, I want to say on July 15th.
Right.
And then the following week, the 22nd, it moves to Netflix.
Yes.
But again, I saw the stars here. I saw Evans. I saw Gosling.
Right.
I was like, read the little brief synopsis about it.
Yep.
Okay. I'm willing to, again, I'm not paying anything for it. It's a Netflix original movie.
Yeah.
Netflix movies really haven't been that bad lately.
No, not at all.
I
mean, you watch Hustle this weekend, so.
Yeah, I'm reviewing Hustle this weekend, which was a Netflix original movie. I did Senior Year with, God, what was her name? I'm blanking on it now.
Rebel.
Yes, thank you, Rebel Wilson. I've got these movies, you figure what they've done with Cobra Kai, what they've done with Stranger Things.
Yep.
Netflix is a really good platform for originals, so I am willing to give them the benefit of the doubt on these. And again, it saves money.
That's it.
It's brand new content, brand new movies. A week or so after they've been released, I usually try to wait 2 weeks after official release, give my fans a chance to watch it on their own. That way there's less spoiler alert type of moments.
Yes.
But yeah, that's what you've got to look forward to on Renegade's reviews.
And that's just July. Earlier today, you had Mortal Kombat, as we talked about.
Yes.
Wednesday, we'll talk about real quickly if I can find the graphic without having to talk about it for too much longer. And of course, it didn't load because life hates you. There it is. Mortal Kombat Annihilation's coming up on Wednesday. Your usual fare of Obi-Wan on Thursday, and then Friday. Where's Friday? I know I loaded Friday. There it is. Kick ass. That's your Friday. And again, we talked about it earlier. Hustle with Adam Sandler, a Netflix original coming up on Saturday. So that's good stuff. I think people ask me.
Kick-Ass always cracks me up because both Quicksilvers are in that movie.
Yes. So funny. So good. So people ask me, When's JJ going to have a show on Tuesdays? Like we were talking about, he's going to have a show. He made Renegade of Wrestling back on Thursdays, but Obi-Wan right now, and July is pretty solid booked. Well, my friends, we've talked about it, and we actually made a decision much, much earlier in the year, but I made the opening, so it's kind of an official thing now. So beginning August 9th, which is a Tuesday, the Tuesday Dylan goes back to school, as a matter of fact, the Constantine Studios will proudly present a Jeff Meacham production as we celebrate the grand reopening for Season 3. The graphic will show up on my screen, and it didn't pop up. Why didn't it pop up? Oh, that was a big build of nothing. That pisses me off. Fuck.
Wow.
I know it was here. It was there. Anyway, Statboy Sports Bar is the thing I'm going for, but it disappeared on me.
If you couldn't guess based on the bar motif.
Yeah. But anyway, Statboy Sports Bar will be on the Renegades channel at his usual 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific time slot, 7 o'clock in the East, because Mikey is able to be on at 7 o'clock in the East on a Tuesday, because that's his either his off day or his off time for Dollywood. I think it's the graphic didn't load because it's not. Oh, it did load. It just was being stubborn, which is fine. Yeah, I actually made a whole new graphic for him. A whole new. He was the first double-sided T-shirt in Jeff Meacham Network Pro Wrestling Tees history. So, because he's got the double-sided shirt. So that's on JD's channel coming up on Tuesday, beginning August 9th. So stay tuned for that coming up in July. That'll be his. Hey! Hang on. All right, that's enough. Get here. Come here now. No, you come. Now. Betsy, come. Right now.
It wasn't already good to him.
I know, that's fine. I just don't want her to be tempted to be a bitch. Come on, inside. Go. Get in here. It's all right. All right, don't worry about it. Sit down and relax. Sorry, we have company who I was expecting today, so a little crazy. Anyway, sit down. Sit. 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 Lay down. Lay down. It's okay. You're not in trouble. Just lay down. Lay down, babies. Thank you. I'm almost done. I promise. Okay. Once more with feeling. And then you move. Get up there and lay down. Get up on the bed and lay down and relax if you can. Okay. Where were we at here? So, all right. So we're talking about July, but also this week, as I knock the camera all loopy here too. There we go. Okay. We're live, pal. Let's see. So again, Talk Wrestling's tomorrow. That's always a thing. Talk Wrestling on Tuesdays, every single Tuesday. Again, Wednesday, Mortal Kombat Annihilation for you. And then we'll do the Greg Cherry Show on Wednesday, because why not? It's Wednesday. What the hell? Thursday, long day for good old JM. Jack of all trades at 2 p.m. Pacific. I'll be monitoring your chat of Obi-Wan at 3 o'clock. 4 o'clock, which is 7 o'clock Eastern, we'll be covering the history of New Japan in these here United States with Noah and myself, and I believe James is going to be along for that as well. And then at 8 o'clock, I don't think it went up. It did not. I'll be back in the NoDQ review for Thursday night, so that'll be cool to be back on the mothership, if you will. Friday, again, is Kick-Ass for you, and then the Forbidden Door fantasy booking, which, again, we're all looking forward to. It's going to be a cool night of fantasy booking. Looking forward to it. Next week, again, you'll be doing Kick-Ass 2, which I believe I loaded in here somewhere, perhaps. I didn't, but it's there. You'll have Kick-Ass 2 coming up at 3 p.m. Pacific. No, 2 p.m. Pacific, 2:30, because at 3 p.m. we're going live with our final Dads of June, talking about the man celebrating 20 years in WWE. It'll be hard to do this because we can't see him on screen, but we'll do our best. John Cena's greatest matches on June 27th. Tuesday, again, is Talk Wrestling. Wednesday, the 29th, is your double feature of Top Gun and Maverick. But again, it's not a double feature in the same show. It's 3 o'clock for Top Gun, 3:30 for Maverick.
Yes.
So 2
separate episodes, but
yes.
I always call it double feature day because you're getting 2 shows one day.
That's it. And then
little intermission in between time from when one ends to the other, just like a real theater.
Yes, exactly. And again, you'll have no time in between to go, grab your snacks, grab your drinks, grab a leak ski or a poop ski. You'll be good to go. If you don't poop ski as long as some people. So July special events that we don't usually do. I didn't mention this earlier. Of course, we always do the PLE, so Money in the Bank will be a thing.
Yes, me and Noah doing the call once
Yes,
again.
looking forward to that. You're doing the call on this one, and if I can find the other graphic, you're closing the month on WWE front with SummerSlam. You and Noah calling the show, so that'll be cool.
Well,
to
that's
see
a big four. Wouldn't that be James as well?
if he wants to. I know. Again, I know it's a big four, but James seems very anti WWE, so I didn't want to assume anything. I know you're willing to call it, so. I did mention yesterday, and I did confirm it with a few people today, I am going to be covering Ric Flair's last match. In the process of deciding, making that decision, I decided to fill some empty spots in my July calendar on the network. So, will you quit? Lord Almighty, dog. You're out there bitching at her, and then you want to go out and play. You're freaking hypocritical. Anyway, the Fridays in July leading up to Flair's last match in Nashville, after your broadcast, and in the case of some stuff, probably be after Rampage and or the No DQ recap of SmackDown and Rampage, we're covering the best of Nate. Every Friday in July. We're starting with Starrcade on July 1st. The day before Money in the Bank, July 8th, I found a gem, and I mean a gem. This is a house show match when Ricky Steamboat was the World Heavyweight Champion after the Chi-Town Rumble. This is the match prior to the 2 out of 3 falls in New Orleans at the Clash. This is the first time Big Dave gave a match 6 stars. Wasn't talked about very much, but this is the first time he ever gave 6 stars. So. And there's camcorder footage of the entire match, including entrances. Now, it's way back. You literally have one shot. So it's a rough watch, but it's a rare gem. So I'm looking forward to calling it. I'm not going to lie.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts.
Nature's last month, that's right. And then the following Friday will be, there it is. Another milestone victory for Flair at Starrcade when he defeated Vader in 1993. Second to last Friday, the 22nd. Another rarity that people don't talk about a whole lot. His TLC match with Edge on Raw in 2006. Big Dave gave that one 4 stars, believe it or not. So I'm here for it. And then whoever wants to join in with me is more than welcome. Get down right now. I'm sorry, you guys. I apologize. We are closing out the month. It didn't load, did it? It sure shit didn't. WrestleMania 24. Sean and Nate. His last match that I was part of, anyway. That'll be closing out.
Infamous 5 words.
Yes. Yes. There will be tears. I promise you. There will be tears.
Even though you know that ended up not being his last match, you're still
even though I was so mad when Conrad first announced this is going to be a thing, I'm like, you know what? Why am I getting mad? It's not my life. I didn't really see a last anything. He'll never retire. He said it himself at the Hall of Fame. Like, I should have seen this coming. It's my fault. It's my fault I got worked up. It's my bad. You have done that I've done that myself. So it is what it is. Nothing I can do about it, right? So I will live with it. I will deal with it. And then again, we're going to have Flair's last match on July 31st after SummerSlam. I'm also, during the course of SummerSlam Day, going to be watching the different panels at StarCast that are going to be available on Fight. So thank goodness I'll have those to watch and before we go live. Now the freaking grab a copy of that piece of shit. Anyway, there it is. So that'll be the very last Friday of July 29th. So we'll have 29th will be Flair's last match in WWE. The 30th will be our SummerSlam coverage with this gentleman and Noah on the call. The next day will be whoever wants to pop in with me for Nature's last match. Because it won't be just that match for the record. They're having a full Jim Crockett event, right? So,
But Jeff, why aren't you going to cover any of his matches from TNA Impact?
You know what? It's funny you mentioned that, actually. I did have the graphic from Lockdown 2011, the Lethal Lockdown match. Again, another high rating, and I thought, probably wasn't for Flair. So I didn't want to embarrass Nate more than he is apparently going to embarrass himself, according to some people. So I didn't want to be a dick to him on the way out. So that is what's coming up for us. Again, a lot of cool stuff coming up that both of us are involved in, that we're going to be there on the same property, which is a rarity anymore for the two of us. So be looking for it. And I will, what is that?
And the next time we will be together, let's just go ahead and get that plug up one more time.
Yes, definitely want to talk about this.
Friday.
Yes.
Open mic night, Forbidden Door fantasy booking.
Yeah, buddy.
We are so looking forward to this. I know I said it a couple times earlier. I'm going to keep saying this because I know for a fact everybody is hyped about this.
Oh, I'm very hyped. I'm looking forward to this.
James came into our group chat and asked if he could do a 20-match, 2-night card because he has that much stuff he wants to book.
Yep.
That's how excited our panel is for this. Okay. So we are very curious to see what you guys think of this. What matches you guys want to see? Whose card you think is the best? Do you think our presented cards are better than what's being presented for the actual Forbidden Door show? All these things we genuinely want to know. So make sure.
Yes.
Not sure what that noise is in the background, but make
that was the camera falling down. I'm okay.
Make sure you are here Friday, immediately following Rampage.
Yes, like right after they're done, man. We're going live. This is live, by the way.
For myself,
yes,
Jeff Meacham, Noah Foster, and James Hebert, Statboy has been invited if he wants to try and book a card for it. I don't know if Casey was officially invited or not, but we are trying to do this thing big.
Yeah, buddy.
This is probably going to be the only thing we do on that open mic night. There probably won't be a whole lot of other topics.
Nope.
Just because I see each of us going for a bit about our prospective matches and feedback about the matches and everything.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. This is straight up this topic only for that open mic night. We'll have a regular post-pay-per-view flare on Sunday. So
I was going to say, unless something seriously breaks between now and then.
Very true.
But I figure that each one of us is going to get 30 minutes to cover our card. And, you know, if we can Brian Cage it and get our shit in under 30 minutes,
that'd be nice.
There's some time to, you know, do a topic or two that gets fan suggested, so be it. But I'm figuring each one of us get 30 minutes to cover our stuff.
Yes. Again, looking forward to Friday. Looking forward to what's coming up all this week and next week and the rest of July. I'm so stoked about that. I do apologize for the craziness of the show today. Again, not to go too much into inside baseball. We've had unexpected company drop in, and it's chaos. So I apologize for if I've been all over the place, literally all over the place. I am sorry for that. I know Mondays are very important. It's your only days you have off, and I appreciate you taking time out of your day to actually jump in with me every Monday. Looking forward to next Monday. I know for a fact the subject is looking forward to next Monday as well. So hopefully we'll get him get the feedback we are looking for. But that's what's coming up for us on DADS next Monday. But again, Forbidden Door prediction, fantasy booking Friday, and then the big watch along Sunday. So lots of stuff coming up. Do not miss a thing, kids.
Gonna be talking about all the matches where Vacant won his championships.
That's right. This is more monumental in the history of professional wrestling than Randy Orton and his nasty-ass peach tights finding the world championship in Toronto, kids.
There you go.
This is it, brother. See y'all next time. Have a good night, everybody.